All right, we are back. Let me update these. So we're in round 2.
Chris? So Chris is on Nadu, which is going to be a fun one to watch. Nadu just fires off. And
So
we got
yeah.
Tyler Whipple, right?
No, Brian Rockenbach.
Oh, Rock. Got the big Rock.
So Brian Rockenbach is on UB Reanimator, I believe.
Yep, Reanimator. And then
So where
Chris
is
Ross, he's going to be on Bant Nadu.
That's Rock up here, right?
Yeah.
Those big old muscly hands.
Yep. I think he's part of the 1,000 club now.
Yeah, guy puts in the weight.
Yep. Puts in the work.
Puts in the work. Brian Rock. Oh, God. I put Brian Money.
Frog count is at 6.
Brian,
We got 6 on round 1. Like,
right,
we might hit 40.
We might have 40.
If we hit 40, we're going to have to give some of your start credit to somebody as like a
No
award.
way. No way.
$3. Soda. Free soda.
Save.
Brian Money. That's his name?
Let me update this. Save. So we have Chris Ross on Bant Nadu versus Rockenbach on Blue Black Reanimator. The guys are shuffling up. We have obviously Chris on the bottom, Rock on top. Anything unique about their decks?
This is the Bristly build. So it's kind of the newest iteration of the deck. I think it started out running Stone Forges, and it's kind of evolved into this. It's super explosive. It's more of a grindy version versus just the straight up combo version. And then, yeah, it looks like Rock's just on a pretty standard build over here. He's got one Timeo, one Metamorphic Fanatic.
That's the new Miracle Creature. That card is really good.
You know, I noticed he's on 3 Dazes. A couple years ago, you would have literally broken Rock's brain if you said, I'm running 3 Dazes. He could not process the idea of not running 4. Now he's evolved into 3.
He's accepted it.
Thumbs up to Rock. Thumbs up. The evolution of a man. I do like how he's on 3 Thoughtseize too. Not very standard for this
It's
build.
proof that people can grow.
People
So,
can grow. Little trees. We got
again,
little trees in our lives.
Both of these players won round 1.
He did.
And it looks like, okay, so Rock went first. Chris is GS Green Sun Zenithing. What do you think he's getting? Is he running Sylvan Safekeeper? Because that might be the pickup. Because then that just protects his.
Yeah, I think
he does have a 1 of Safekeeper, so he's probably going to get that if this resolves.
I think it's early.
Because then if he drops a turn 3
I think it's a delighted halfling here.
Oh, does he have halfling?
Yeah, I think he gets a halfling. That card is so powerful.
Okay, so it looks like it's resolving. So we'll see. You're saying halfling. I'm saying Safekeeper. I can see halfling.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee it. Yeah, I play this deck online.
Plays around days, and it also uncounterable Nadus.
Yeah, and sometimes you can catch a player who's sleeping, counter it, and you're like, cool. Thanks for discarding some cards. Yeah, I think if you're playing a blue deck, you just auto go for that card. And if he doesn't get Fatal Pushed here, I puts him in a pretty powerful
spot. What is that? Oh, he's cycling a troll.
Yeah.
I mean, we should almost do a troll count.
Wow, we've seen 6 frogs. So explosive.
All right. And then just a update. So
keep that so we can keep plussing.
Yeah. Our featured match players from last round. So Jesse, 2023 champion, is taking on Duke on his bug list that we saw. Both players on camera last round.
Who do you think will win this whole thing? Who's your personal
who do
thoughts?
I think is going to win?
Yeah, who do you think? I already know, but I want to hear yours first.
So look, Harrison has an interesting deck. He's coming in off of that hot streak in Vegas.
And he's such a good player, too.
Harrison could be the wild card that takes it down. If Rivera was on lands, I might say, hey, he's unstoppable, but we'll see. So Brainstorm from Rock.
You didn't answer the question, though.
I'm thinking. So Rivera's not on lands, so
yeah.
I'm thinking, I'm going to pick 2, Harrison or Rock.
That's final answer?
Top 3, Harrison, Rock, Jesse.
I'm going to say Jesse. Jesse's such a good player.
Jesse Adams.
Yeah, he puts so much effort into it, and it really pays off. You could see the effort pays off.
You know what? I don't think we've ever had a back-to-back champion, so you know what? History could be made here today in Arizona.
This reminds me of the 99-2000 Lakers.
Okay. Yeah, right. What about the
poke to the Suns?
The early mid-90s Bulls.
Oh, my God.
All right, so Rock passes back to Chris. Halfling's still in play, so if there's a Nadu in hand, it will resolve.
Yup, he's in such a good position right now.
And do you maybe lead with, like, if you have it, right? If you have Magical Christmas Land, you lead with the Nomads in core.
No,
and then if you
actually
because it plays around days.
Yeah,
and then the Nadu's uncounterable, and then it's just done. I don't know, we'll see.
Is he green setting, or he just fetched?
He fetched, yeah. So he has the mana. Oh, there's the Nomads.
There it is.
Oh, and Rock did not
He's
daze, so that means
Ugh.
I mean, does he have a put? No.
Wow, he's gonna draw
He's
six
gonna draw
cards
6
right now.
each turn cycle, right? So 6 on his turn, 6 on Rock's.
And watch this land.
I think this game is over. So Brainstorm to hand. Nadu. Yeah, I think Rock should have dazed because it buys him a turn with the Nadu. Yeah, Nomad's in core is just ridiculous. They got to land.
And they come in and like untapped. Isn't that insane?
Nadu is broken. Already banned in Modern, banned in
my
Commander.
God.
Right? It's banned in Commander? Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Banned in Commander.
And lucky he didn't have a bristly bill in play.
And he has a 4, so yeah.
You know what?
I hate to call it early, but I think this game is over.
I think if you're Rock, you just scoop.
Probably. Yeah, because Chris is going to see 6 new cards on Rock's turn. And Rock has no board presence. Like, I don't know what he could do to come back.
I mean, even if he, best case scenario, gets an Atraxa, who cares?
Yeah,
You just go find your Swords of Plowshare.
Rock also has he has a sword, so he revealed the sword.
Oh, he did?
He
Oh
revealed
my
the
God.
force. Oh, and he might have a follow-up creature here. So yeah, the Nadu train may not be over yet this turn.
It'd be good to see like a Birds of Paradise here.
Is you run Bop?
Yeah, he runs one of them. You know what card I think is very underrated is Keen-Eyed Curator. That card is insane.
It's good in this meta with all the graveyard stuff. Oh, we're seeing a Safekeeper. Rock does decide to daze this. I would. Okay.
That game would literally be over if that happened.
All right, so Rock's down a land. Rock's fetching here. And as you can see by the lands in play, I think it goes without saying why the Moon Stompy deck is so good in this format right now. So Rock is going to end of turn Entomb. I don't know if it's going to be enough though. Because again, right, like he's going to untap, and if he tries to like reanimate like
Or Atraxa, he fills his hand up, gets a
but
life
here's the
back.
thing, right? Like Chris just draws 6 in response and then can counter it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think
Even if he doesn't counter it and it just lands, he's probably has 2 removal spells in hand.
Yeah, and again, if Chris starts doing the triggers and hits a land, he can just swords it with the reveal 10 on the stack, right?
So good, yep.
So we'll see if Rock can get anything past this Nadu engine right now.
Such a powerful card for 3 mana.
I think it was a sleeper during preview season, but it was pretty quickly identified as a house.
I'm kind of curious if there's ever going to be a vintage build with that card.
Might just not.
You know?
Might be too slow.
It's
Well,
like-
you play a lot of vintage. Like, what cards from Modern Horizons 3 have made it to vintage?
What's the blue card that we were just talking about?
Consigned to Memory.
Consigned to Memory is really good. I'm trying to think what else.
Ooh, Rock drops a Flooded Strand and passes. So
Tamio?
Chris
That
is
was-
going to pop off again. Ooh, is Tamio played in vintage?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay. We hit a Surveillance. Oh, God, the Surveillance are so... Vexing Bob. Oh.
It's over.
Are you serious? Vexing Bobble's already restricted in vintage?
Oh, 100%.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty busted, so I'm not surprised. I'll get look at all these alpha, beta islands, man. AZ Magic Crew knows how to represent. And I think
Duke
a
aside,
lot of these
Duke
6
aside.
singles come from Desert Games here in Arizona. Oh, we got a Fatal Push on the Nomads. I think we're just going to force it, right? He doesn't care. Rock scoops it up. Yeah, once you get the engine on, like, it's really hard to come back. You don't even need the Thassa's Oracle win. It's just...
I don't even think it plays
He's just
Oracle.
big.
Yeah.
I don't think he does. I think it's just all
him.
value.
You just value town him. The list was about playing one of Endurance just so you could reset your crap. But he's not even playing it. Like, the deck is so good.
Yeah, you just bury him in card advantage. All right, so we're going to be going on to game 2. Chris is up a game.
Let's see the shout outs. Do you have any shout outs?
Oh, yeah. Let's
So I love Rockenbach shout out. He said, do you want to shout out to anybody? No.
No shout-outs. But, you know what?
Undercase, no.
Let's do this on behalf of Rock. Our boy Rock is getting married at the beginning of December. So let's shout out to Rock and the future Mrs. Rockenbach.
Wow.
Whoa, look
Congratulations, everybody.
at that. Who does Rock have as winning the tournament?
He has me. I didn't even qualify. No, he has Jesse James.
Jesse
Wow.
Adams.
Jesse, I'm telling you, he's a goat. He might be the Arizona legacy goat.
Coming in
And
from
then
New
let's-
York to just show the AZ
Yes.
boys what is up. Oh man, we need to pull it up.
And then we look at Chris Ross. He wants to thank
Let me-
Desert Games, aka Primetime.
Chris Ross. Okay, so Chris
Yeah.
Ross. Thank you to Desert Games for hosting. And then who does he have as winning?
He has PJ.
PJ's
PJ's good too. I can see PJ winning it all. He did have an unfortunate round one.
Yeah.
Had super explosive, nothing.
Okay, let's look at these sideboards, right? So you have Chris's. I have Rock's. What do you think Chris is bringing in here?
Chris definitely brings in Carpet of Flowers. 'cause
So
it
what
makes
does he
him
have
more
in his
explosive.
sideboard? Let's go through that.
Well, he's got 2 carpets, 1 collector. So the 2 carpets 100% come in. 3 consigned to memory. I don't think he brings those in.
No.
2 fairy macabres. He definitely brings those in. You can't interact with it. It
Do you
rips
think
out
Rock
your
should have
graveyard.
shown him the Entomb? I don't think Rock should have shown him the Entomb at the end of that turn, right? Rock was already dead, so he just solidified.
Yeah, I guess it's round 2, so maybe you kind of already know what you're on. Force of Negation, Force of Vigor, Teague.
Teague is interesting.
Teague's interesting. I don't think he brings it in. He's got an Outland Liberator.
Okay.
Don't see that one coming in. Uro, not really.
Probably not
2
the
Veil
Veil.
of Summers.
And then the 2 fairies, right?
Cute, but no, not necessary.
So what do you see him bringing in here? The carpets.
2 carpets and 2 fairies.
2 fairies, yeah. Chris has a very diverse board. It looks like he
Yeah.
really kind of evaluated the meta and tried to have something for everyone. And
What
then
about,
Rock
what about
has a Fatal Push, Harvester of Misery.
Oh.
I think that's a card that you can pay 1 out of black and pitch to do -2/-2 to a creature. When you cast it, it's Drown in Sorrow, I believe, to all creatures.
Is it cast or enters?
When you cast,
Okay.
I believe. Or it might enter, I'm not sure.
I'm not 100% sure.
And then it's like a 5/4 Menace. 1 Null Rod, 2 Ghost Vacuum, 1 Hydroblast, a Blue Blast, a Brazen Borrow, 2 Consigns, a Tameo, 2 Harbingers, and 2 Barrows. So definitely bring in the Harbingers.
Bring in a Hydro.
Hydro kills red stuff.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
So I think he does. Rock doesn't have.
Oh, he
much
brings in the 2 Harbingers for sure.
Yeah, he brings in the 2 Harbingers, and I could see the Fatal Push and the Harvester of Misery, but that's really it. So I don't think Rock has a
No.
lot for this matchup post board.
It's funny because this is like, some would say this is the best deck on the format, but it's pretty linear. Like, it's here's what we're gonna do, and we're not really gonna jump out of that.
Well, and everyone is prepared for it now, right?
Yeah.
As we saw at the Legacy Cup in Vegas, the top 2 decks, in the Cup at least, was the Naya Depths deck and the Esper Frogblade deck. So
Yeah.
Reanimator didn't even make it to the finals, right?
Nope.
But there were some in the top 8. It looks like Chris is taking a mulligan here. So who do you have winning this match?
I'll let you know after turn 2.
Oh,
How's
okay.
that look?
Oh, you want to see? You want a little more information?
If Chris drops a turn 1
Halfling.
it's pretty hard to win.
Yeah.
Because if he green suns and gets a bill and then he drops a Nadu, like, it's game over.
And looking at Rock's deck, so Rock does have the counter magic, right? The 4/4 3 days, but in terms of removal, it's pretty light, right? So he has the 2 main board Fatal Push that I'm sure is staying in. He has the sideboard and then the Harvester. But outside of that, he's very light on removal, and with Chris being a creature deck, it may be a little tough for him to push through. So I think my money is on Chris taking this.
I could see that. I mean,
And
deck's
honestly,
super
right,
resilient.
the Frog deck is the boogeyman of the format, so you got to root for the underdogs and the people that chose to play other decks.
Yep. We'll see though. We'll see in about 20 minutes.
Speaking of the boogeyman, Frank, what are you playing in Eternal Weekend?
I will be playing the Boogeyman Frog deck.
Part of the problem I see.
Yeah.
And then Vintage?
I'm gonna be playing Paradox.
The Jewel Shops deck?
Yeah,
or?
it just plays itself. Yeah, it's so good.
So
How about
Paradox, you're playing Jewel Shops and Frog, Reanimator.
Yep. I'm on the fence on Frog. I might actually play the Nadu deck just because it's fun. What about you? What are you playing?
I'm 90% to play Moon Stompy. Been playing it a lot online, and it's pretty solid. I'm also not opposed to the Nadu deck.
There it is.
So we have what was that? Reanimate?
No, that was a.
I saw the fairy,
yeah.
but it was in response to a Reanimate.
He had a troll.
Oh, he was
turn 1 troll. Yeah.
Rock tried to reanimate a troll, stopped it, but with the uncounterable fairy.
Yes, card's still good 15 years later.
Yeah, that's why I think it's insane, right?
Putting
Like
in the work.
Ghost Vacuum and a lot of the other hate can be balanced or countered, but fairy's really hard to interact with, right? You have to like consign it or stifle it or whatever.
Yeah.
But
You know what I'm surprised we don't see more of is surgical extraction. Like, just
I
pay
think
2 life.
it's too slow. I think it's just too slow.
Just pay 2 life and rip them. You know.
Plus, the frog can eat stuff in response.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's not good, right?
You know
can
what?
just pull the target out of
We
the
didn't see
graveyard.
any frogs last game.
Rock didn't have time to deploy one.
Yeah. Go frogs, go!
Is this okay? GSE for 1.
Yeah, it's gonna be another one of those.
Another halfling.
Yeah.
So I think after round 1, Rock knows if he has the interaction, he needs to counter this.
I don't care what's going on in life. You always counter.
You counter the GSE.
You just counter the Green Sun. Because if you don't, they just come back. It's the card that
And
never.
we're going to daze it. So Rock dazes it, passes, gets the turn pass back. Deploys a Scalding Tarn and passes.
Oh, is that foil? Oh no, it's not.
What we should have is like a basic land counter. I think we'd have like 3 total in the whole tournament. All right, I'm curious. Anyone watching in the chat, who do you have pegged to win this one? Right? Is it the Bant Nadu deck or UB Reanimator? Oh, there's that the Alpha Beta Forest. I'm guessing it's Beta, right? Most people like Beta because the corners are consistent with every other Magic card.
And it's easier to find a near mint one versus Alpha.
How much is like an Alpha Basic? Like $100?
It's they get up there pretty good for a clean one.
Yeah.
For a basic.
Basic.
We should actually put a little like GoFundMe together for Duke when we
we can do a
Alpha
GoFundMe.
lands.
We'll drop the link in the chat so that Duke can get his Alpha Swamp and Alpha Island.
We got to do it for Duke.
Oh, got an Uro.
So this card presents a problem.
Looks like it's resolving.
Because it just so good.
And again, we saw Rock drop his land and pass the turn. So, I mean, he might have been all in on that troll resolving because he didn't do much on his last turn. So we'll see. I'm going to assume he's surveilling here.
Yeah, you have to assume.
Yeah. Also, like, for those of you that are not local to Arizona, Rock has got to be one of the best players in Arizona. Like, he's incredible. Multi-format rock star.
Yeah.
You know, been on the Pro Tour. He's done very well at Grand Prix and just in general, right?
Yeah, I'd say he's like part of the upper echelon of Magic players in Arizona.
Top 5 for sure.
Who's the best Magic player in Arizona?
Oh God, I don't
Gosh,
even want to
should
try
we do
and answer
it?
that. No,
I'll answer it. You want me to answer
Who
it?
do you think it is?
It's Femus.
Femus Pan, no way.
Femus Pan.
Femus
is
is
insane.
top 5, but
he's just so good.
oh, we pitch a Flooded Strand off the city and we draw for turn. So Rock does have a Force in hand, so. Oh no!
What is that card?
A Fanatic.
Oh,
It's the Fanatic. But I don't think Rock has anything in the graveyard, so it's just a fair Fanatic.
Just a 4/4 lifelink for 2.
Yeah, it's fair. That's
pretty
fair.
fair. Hey, that's fair in 2020.
That is the floor of what the Fanatic can do.
Wow.
So Rock does have a threat, and that's funny because he fetched surveilled, and then just natty hit it.
Oh no!
Here's
Bounce
a fairy.
away.
Will it resolve though? Oh, it does resolve.
Yeah, it does. He bounces it.
That's interesting though, because we did see Rock had a Force of Will in hand. Maybe he didn't have the extra blue card, but with him allowing Teferi to resolve, his Force of Will is no longer playable, right? It's dead.
Chris is in a pretty good spot. I see. I'm leaning now to Chris might win this.
Chris might have.
Is it Barrow Goyf?
Barrow.
Is it Barrow or Borrow?
Barrow?
Barrow?
I don't know.
I don't even know anymore.
And we do know Chris has Swords of Plowshares in terms of removal, so he may be able to deal with this.
He also has 2 prismatic endings, so.
Barrow costs 4 though.
Yeah, let's see if he has
I don't know if he has the mana to the 4 different colors here.
Oh, he has a Birds of Paradise.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he can do. Oh, there's a Nadu. Oh wow.
The big bad wolf is showing up to play.
Oh, so what can happen here, right? Is he can block and then bounce with Caracas.
Mm-hmm. I feel like they should have gave Nadu Flash.
No, get out of here. Made it 1 color.
Yeah. So any cards you're excited that are coming up soon? I know you were talking about the Storm card.
Oh yeah, the X-Men Secret Lair. Like I have a interesting relationship with Commander. Like I'll build a deck, play a couple times, and then sell it. Like historically, that's my pattern. But I think I will build the Storm Commander and play it a little bit before I sell it again.
It's what is it? Green, red, blue, and what does it
1.
do exactly?
So I think it's Rug +1, right? Like red, green, blue, and 1 colorless. I want to say it's a 3/4 flyer with Vigilance, and when it does combat damage, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast has Storm.
Wow.
So it seems like you can have some really fun things going on there.
Do you think that'll ever play in Legacy or no?
No,
Probably not.
no,
right?
no. Legacy is so like hyper efficient and streamlined that I just don't think you can do stuff like that. Like, that is jank.
That is insane. No, I'm gonna draw this card. You're not gonna do
Oh yeah, he targets.
anything.
I totally forgot. Yeah, the Caracas target.
You forgot about that? It's so good.
Yeah, geez, Nadu's insane. All right,
And
so
he's gonna drop that carpet.
The Baragoyf does nothing. Yeah, he's gonna drop the carpet. Have just so much mana for the rest of the game because I think Rock has 4 or 5 islands.
He basically, that Caracas is a Maze of Ith that says draw a card.
It is. It's a Maze of Ith.
It's a Maze of Ith, draw a card.
And then as long as Teferi's been played, like, Nadu's not going to be countered.
This is why I feel like lands is in a really good position. Kind of surprised Rivera didn't play lands.
Yeah.
Because lands just says, I don't really care what you're casting, I'm just going to win.
But with all the Blood Moon decks, maybe that is why he chose not to play it, because Blood Moon is kind of a house against
yeah, true.
lands.
He's a good player, so maybe he made the decision.
Yeah, and then the baubles stop the Mox Diamonds from coming down,
True.
so yeah, it could just lock him out. And I want to say, right, like, I think UB Reanimator and Moon Stompy are the top 2 decks represented here. I think a quarter of the meta each.
Yeah, so 50%, 2 decks.
Do you think?
I guess a brainstorm, huh?
Does that mean Legacy's healthy or?
It's hard to say for me. The frog is not fun to play with, and it kind of just slots into every deck. I do remember last year at this time we were having the same conversation about Orcish Bowmaster. So maybe Modern Horizon 7 will bring some new card that we'll just be like super stoked about and forget about the frog.
Well, then Bowmaster just took a backseat for a while, right? Because you had Grief, that was a problem, now Frog, but.
Yeah, Bowmaster is like it's basically a 2 of in a sideboard now.
Yeah, and I don't think the format is completely healthy, but you do have like a decent range of decks, right? You have the Nadu deck, you have Reanimator, you have the UB Tempo, you have Eldrazi, you have Stompy.
You do have combo still.
And then Mystic Forge has been popping up lately, so.
Yeah. I would say.
With Thoughtseize.
It's more healthy than it's been in a while.
Yeah. I still think there's opportunity, though.
I don't think he cares because you have
double Nadu, so he doesn't
3
even care.
Nadus in hand.
Is it 3?
He has 3 Nadus and a carpet of flowers. I think he takes the carpet here.
Endurance is probably good if Rock tries to if plans to reanimate something, but
You got to take the carpet, right?
I don't know. I don't know what's in Rock's hand.
Well,
but also how great is the carpet, right? Like, yeah, it gets mana, but he just has the Nadus. He doesn't have the engine ready for the Nadu. Like, he doesn't have a Safekeeper or Nomads.
Well, you can't take them because there's 3.
Yeah, well,
So
no,
it
you're not
doesn't make
taking
any sense,
Nadu,
yeah.
but still, like, I mean...
I think you take carpet because if you leave carpet, it just allows you to dump your whole hand.
So he's taking Endurance. So
That's
maybe
not bad.
Rock is setting up for, like, a Reanimate. Because if he had the Entomb Reanimate on Archon, he could take out this Teferi.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he has that. Is Rock counting Storm? Oh, no, that's his Baragoyf counter. Worth noting, right? Like, no Eldrazi today. Ooh, there is a Reanimate. He is reanimating the Endurance. Okay. Why do you think no Eldrazi today?
Blood Moon.
Yeah.
Blood Moon is just a house.
So it's interesting, right? Like, Eldrazi was pretty big. I think it was close to... It was up there with Reanimator as the top 2 most played decks. But I think with the presence of Moon Stompy, it has pushed Eldrazi down a bit.
Yeah. And you got Harbinger of Seas, so it's like mini Moon.
Oh, there's the carpet. But in turn, though, right, I think it makes Moon Stompy not as good. Because the deck it would prey on, Eldrazi, is no longer really represented. So.
Yeah.
The meta may change a bit before Eternal Weekend. Alright, Chris adding a pile of mana to his mana pool with that carpet. There's a Nadu.
Do we expect anything else? That's a real question.
I mean, look at, like, he could bounce it, draw a card, and then recast it, depending on what mana he floated with the...
Yeah, it's insane. That card is insane.
But I think he's probably just playing the Halfling and passing. Oh gosh.
Oh, Bristly Bill. Here we go.
Is it Bill?
Let's play some Magic.
Yeah.
Is it for 1, 2, 3?
I think it's 2 because he had 2 floating, I believe, and then he topped the Savannah. So
this is where the game gets fun.
Does he have a land drop though?
I
don't think he does, right? Because he drew the GSZ.
Whoa! Oh, that's the Keen-Eyed. Yeah.
Okay, so he wants to keep the graveyard in check.
Yep. And the Keen-Eyed is probably a 2/2 right now. Easily become a 6/6.
Well, I don't think that's how that works, Frank.
No, it can become a 6/6.
It's a 3/3, and then doesn't it become a 7/7 when you've exiled
Isn't
Delirium?
it 2/2 to 6? Or is it a 3-3 to 7?
I think it's a 3-3. Let me
We should
pull it
look
up.
that up. Yeah, I thought it was a 2-2. It hits delirium, it goes to 6-6.
It is a 3-3.
Oh my god.
And once it's exiled,
broken.
4 different card types,
Yeah,
it becomes a 7/7. And it gets trampled.
And you can, it's colorless, right? You don't even need green.
Yeah, it's colorless to exile.
Oh my gosh. Scavenging Ooze, move aside.
Yeah, I'm not feeling good about Rock Spot here. This may be over soon. Do you want to see about
Yeah, we can
finding
get
a
somebody
backup
else.
match? Also worth noting, no frogs.
No
frogs this
frogs.
game. So, all right, Frank's gonna pop over and try and find another a backup match so that we can keep the action going. Yeah, Rock is definitely on the back foot here. So it's a tough spot he's in, right? Like the Nadu deck hasn't really gotten its combo symboled, but with the interaction, the carpet, and then just kind of the creatures it plays, right? Like it's holding its own against this Reanimator deck. Rock definitely in the tank here because this it looks like we have a frog, so we may be up in the frog counter in a moment. Not sure how much it matters though, but yeah, I think Rock is really thinking through his next line or two because I think this game is very close to being over. All right, we see a fatal push on the Keen-Eyed Curator. And then I think we're probably cracking in for to take out the Teferi, I'm guessing. We hit a land off the Nadu before it gets bounced to his hand. Teferi down. Oh, where was the Miss Nadu trigger? Was something else targeted? Oh, yes. Yeah, good call. He did not remember the trigger on the fatal push to Keen-Eyed Curator. Chris adds 4 mana to the pool. Oh, and we have a frog. We have a frog. We are up to 7 frogs. Alright, Nadu deployed. I think Rock only has 1 card in hand. Oh, Brainstorm was a great draw here. If Chris can find a Nomads or even a Sylvan Safekeeper at this point with the amount of land he has, like he's in a very good spot. What do we got here? Maybe a GSC? A Green Sun. It looks like it's a Green Sun for a lot. So looking at Chris's list, I mean, it could be Uro. Maybe he's going for an Uro. I don't know. Oh, it's Bristly Bill. Okay, Bristly Bill. That makes sense. Yeah, good call, Abby Dubby on the fatal push. So if he has a land drop, this Bristly Bill can start kind of popping off, especially a fetch. And we have a Misty Rainforest. We're going to get a trigger, counter add, and then the Nadu trigger. And we're off to the races. Another land. Wow. Wow, this is just insane. Another carpet. Not really great here, but again, I don't think Chris needs much to take this one down. Also, with this Nadu getting buffed, it can hold its own against a frog. But again, Rock has 1 card, so the frog's not doing much anyways in terms of getting and growing. Dryad Arbor from Chris to keep the party going. Another Green Sun that can be cast for a Sylvan Safekeeper, so I think this one is winding down here shortly. in addition to plugging Desert Games, who is host of the event and major sponsor of the tournament, also want to thank David Sikowski, invitational player, for helping us with this stream. He's got all the equipment, all the gear, so without him, we could not be streaming this for y'all. We wanted to make sure that we highlighted, Arizona's best, so we wanted to give them that opportunity to be on stream, and get some sick games. Island off the top, more bristly bill triggers. Oh, and Rock scoops it up. All right, so Chris, that takes that in 2. Frank is out scouting another matchup. We'll be back shortly. Give us 2-3 minutes and we'll be back with another match.